Hi, welcome to another exciting episode of the Andre The Beast Crayton Show, backed by popular demand. Finishing up season 2 of one of the fastest growing podcasts there is, the Jessica Javens Talk Podcast. Welcome, Jessica.
Hey. We're having so much fun here, guys. That's why we already started laughing, okay? I'm so happy and thrilled to be here. I just flew in from Florida.
Yeah.
And guess what? Andrielle Mylin also did, but she drove.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? All the way from Florida to Indianapolis? But anyways, we're here now.
Miami.
Yeah.
How many hours is that?
Well, right now it was actually Bradenton.
Oh, that's near St. Pete.
Yeah. We're leaving Bradenton, going to Miami. But first, we have to take this nursing job in North Carolina for 3 months. So
Wow.
we're just doing a whole merry-go-round, roundabout. But we'll get there.
You decided to drop in and sit in the truth seat. Huh?
Yeah. Because, my family back home, got to come back to my roots every now and then.
There's nothing wrong with the roots here.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson said going back to Indiana.
That's funny. I said that I made a video the other day. I said, more than one famous person can come from Indiana.
Thank you.
Not just Michael Jackson.
That's awesome.
So, before we get started, Jessica, you're back to pretty much wrap up season 2 and stuff. What was season 1 like for you so far?
Oh my gosh, season 1 was amazing. Of course, that's my first experience being a host, right?
Yeah.
And I did 24, 26 episodes in 1 week.
Yeah.
That was like a marathon.
Remember, we ate a lot of chicken.
Yes, we ate chicken every day. I didn't even leave the studio. We ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner in the studio. Yeah, I didn't even get to see Indianapolis. Yeah. It was back to back. But you know what? It was also an immersion. And that's one of the things, like anybody who wants to have their own podcast, they need to understand what they know and what they see on social media is not what it is.
Yeah.
It's much more than that. And when you have the right team, the right support, and the right guidance, that makes a huge difference. If you watch my first episode, I'm talking like this and I'm very calm and uptight. It takes time, right?
You was talking softer than that. I was like, Jessica.
One day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to
you know what he said all the time? Can you please let your Brazilian side come out?
Oh, yeah.
You're doing it this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what makes season 2 different than season 1 for you? You're Brazilian. I know that you are a big supporter of the Brazilian community, just women in general, to be honest. Let's not try to isolate it. But your podcast has a purpose. So this is a 2-part question. What's the purpose of the podcast? And what's different between season 1 and now doing season 2?
Well, I was in search. I had a vision. I did not know how, like me and Andrielle was talking about. But I knew I had to push forward and I knew I had to keep going. I had this calling. I had this feeling inside of me. And I had a vision somehow of something in the future. And I know that in order for me to reach and help the most number of people possible, I need to be available. I need to be reachable. I need to be accessible. And people go to different channels to do that. They go to different medias. They like different things. Some of them like short. Some of them like long. Some of them like entertaining. Some of them, they just want the main point of it. So I, little by little, started to increase that different ways of approaching my clients, fans, whatever you want to call it. And the podcast was the main segment that was probably one of the last ones that I was looking to do, and I had no clue how I was going to start. So, beknownst to me, I get this call about somebody of a podcast producer who wanted me on his show, and right after we did that one episode, the offer came. And I was like, oh, I don't need to know about the how. He knows how. I'm just going to learn and go with the flow.
Yeah.
So you did season 1. What's some of the responses that you're getting? You have a big supporting cast, especially in the Fort Lauderdale area in Miami that I didn't know about. You would think that my favorite college team is University of Miami Hurricanes, that you would at least came here with a Miami hat or a pair of socks or something. But hey, that's not the question. I'm just throwing it out.
Okay, I'll tell you later.
So out of season 1, what was the most impactful part of that? Like, do you remember a particular episode, a particular show that really resonated with you gravitating to get ready for season 2? Because you had so many extraordinary guests.
Yes, that's what I keep saying all the time. If you follow me, especially on my stories on Facebook and Instagram, I met extraordinary people and we talked about extraordinary things. That's the easiest way that I can put it. I never knew that I could meet so many amazing people like that in a short period of time, because we come with a purpose. You know what I'm saying? I'm here with a purpose. They come with a purpose. So we go straight to the gold. It is just amazing. And each time that we did one, I was learning on top of that and then connecting and then learning from them. Like, for instance, there's so many episodes. One of the ones that I love the most that comes along with a little bit about what we were talking about earlier, is the one with the psychologist, Jennifer Bellingrad. And I love her to death. Everything she gives out, she gives it her all. And one of the questions I asked her was, and you guys have to watch this episode, by the way. I said, because she helps people and couples, I asked her, if you had to choose one main thing, what's the main problem that hits couples in the dot, in the nose about problem? What's the most common problem in couples? She said one word. Guess what it is?
I have no idea. And I watched the episode.
I don't know what it could be.
Immaturity.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Makes
sense. Yeah.
That makes sense.
When you were saying that about even problems in dating, great.
That's why I'm talking about it all the time, because immaturity is the number one problem.
Yeah.
Okay, then
makes a lot
let's just get right down to it then. You know, I wasn't planning on going there, but, you know, I got 2 beautiful women here. I'm pretty sure us men want to know, what do you think the number one problem is with relationships?
I think immaturity. I totally agree with it, because I've seen the changes between a person who was immature and who's not. And I've seen the changes in men, basically changing that. And I see it so clearly right now. And I totally agree with it. And I think that that's part of where a woman feels also safe, is when you're with a mature man, you feel safe, and women need to feel safe.
That's what we need the most. Men want respect. Women want love and safety.
Yes.
I think men and women both want love, though. We all want love.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why we're here, is to love.
Yeah.
And be loved.
Yeah, that's right.
So you talk about maturity, and I remember that episode because Jennifer is a great person. I like her topics of conversation, especially when it deals with relationship. And I now remember that communication level is important. But what about women? We always hear women talk about the men maturity level, but there's just as many women that fly off the spectrum with immaturity.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, it doesn't happen with only one gender. Absolutely. It happens to every human being. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah. And I don't know. I feel like women are awakening more at a faster rate, but too, like, women are 5D, like more naturally we are in the 5D. And I think men specialize more in the 3D. And I think it just takes men longer to get through their awakening, if they even want to. I don't feel like they want to. You have to want it. And
what have some of your relationships been like? And before we even get started, tell the viewers who you are.
Yeah, I'm Andrielle, so it's a whole thing. It's a long story, but now I'm a nurse, a lot of things, but I recently had 2 narcissistic relationships in a row, so that led me down the path of the spiritual awakening, because, everything is energy, and it's like, well, why did I attract these? Because if you believe everything's energy, then you know that you attract everything into your life, as lessons or whatever you need it for.
So did you deal with immaturity? We're talking about immaturity. Did you deal with that?
Yeah. Well,
But you're young. You're only 30-something years old.
evil. I think narcissists are. That's another thing we talk about. It's like they're demonic, evil forces, and you'll see their eyes will just go black. This is another big thing we all talk about, but their eyes will go completely black, and just it's like they black out and go into a rage. And another thing is they never sleep, and I believe it's because their demons never sleep and they have restless souls. That's one of the things like I bring up, and then so many people in the comments are liking and agreeing, and those videos always get the most is when I talk about the eyes and the sleep. They never sleep.
But have you dealt with the relationships as it relates to the immaturity level? Because narcissists and immaturity, I'm not Dr. Jennifer Bellengrump, but I know those are two different topics. But have you had any experience with dealing with what we call emotional immaturity? Notice how I threw that word out there, right?
I know.
It is.
I don't feel like it's personally myself because I'm just almost swearing it off right now. I'm like, I don't even want to deal with it because it's out there. And, especially this is one of the things I hate. If they ask for a picture or something, I'm like, no, that is immature. Like, that's immediate no, red flag.
What do you mean a picture?
Yeah, if you're like on the dating sites and guys want like a picture, or a sexy picture, whatever, and it's like, no, that's an immediate, you're done. You're done. That's immature. Like, there's more than that. You have to get to know the person. Who is this? Because these are all just bodies, and it's like, this is 3D world, which none of it's really real. It's all fake. The Matrix.
What do you think,
Matrix.
Jessica? You had any experience with emotional immaturity?
Oh yeah, many
Notice
times.
how I use that new word. Nobody commented me on that word.
Yeah.
Emotional
I like
immaturity. Don't I sound like Dr. Jennifer Bellengrump on that?
Yeah. Dr.
Emotional immaturity is today's topic.
Yeah.
So have you had any experience with that yourself, and how did you get out of it when you recognized it?
I had many, but I'll mention one that you haven't heard of. I was in my early 20s, and I was out of my first relationship of 5 years. And it was that first person was a little bit distant from me. And he was the kind of person who's like, when I said, well, don't you think I'm pretty? Don't you love me? And he says, well, I'm not going to say these things to you because I'm going to spoil you. So he kept his feelings and love and kindness from me because he thought he was going to spoil me. So out of that relationship, I found a person who was the opposite, who was extremely nice, told me I was pretty, loved me, wanted me all the time. And then I got sick of it. I'm like, this is too much. This is crazy. He was dependent on me. I tried to break it up. He begged me not to. I tried it again. It did not work out. I was having the eek. I couldn't do it. And then I finally broke it off, and he was after me, trying to get me back or destroy my relationships for several years after that.
So what was the difference between the two now that you look back? You had one that validated what you were missing. It's kind of like what we put out there. It came back. Yeah. You wanted that, but then it bit you in the ass, so to speak. So what did you learn from the two?
That I needed balance. I needed something in the middle.
I know.
Okay, what's the middle? What's the middle for both of you guys? What's the middle? What's the middle?
Like, I know. I'm like someone that having a growth mindset.
It's maturity. Those two things are immature.
Having a growth mindset and being always willing to grow and look at yourself and take accountability, and someone you can have fun with too, though, and laugh and play and
know themselves. Actually, be curious. A person who is curious, he's gonna look to learn, to know, to get to know you. He will want to know you, want life. A person who's not curious and they're just focus on their work or just focus on themselves, forget that. No relationship is going to work.
No. Agreed. Yeah, men are selfish. And
excuse me? Excuse me. Excuse me.
Some of the dating people I watch, they're like, no, it's your turn, women. You be selfish, because men are selfish. They don't do everything they're doing. They're not thinking, about us. They don't think about us, because that's a woman.
Okay, so
thing.
what's your
Everything
definition of selfish? I'm a man over here now.
You think of yourself first. You put yourself first, and that's what women.
It's a common thing.
Doing.
It's a common thing.
Have trouble with that.
Well,
Not every man is like that, though. So much so that my ex-husband, the most recent relationship I was with, he cooked for me. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
I was like, this is nice.
Yeah.
Because I was like you. I was always overgiving my entire life.
That's what
I felt like I would only be loved if I overgave. I had to deserve to be loved. I had to overgive.
Exactly.
That's what I did my entire life.
And that's a woman thing.
And
too.
when I started to receive a little bit, when I had him pay the bill for me, I had him cook for me, I was like, oh, this is uncomfortable. Because I started working, I was independent very young. And that's another problem, because then you take the male side of things and then they get used to it. And now they don't want to be the male. They want you to do the rest. And it's too much.
And you're in your mask.
I think I might open up Pandora's box. We'll be back after this commercial. We'll be back after this commercial. I think let's just open up Pandora's box.
I know. Yeah.
So let me ask a question. In today's society, how difficult has it been for not all women, but for yourselves in general, to navigate the relationship world?
I mean, I feel like I know what I'm doing now.
Well, that's the thing. You reach women who are not in their 20s anymore, and now they know who they are. Mm-hmm. They finally went through transformation about.
Hold down. I disagree with that. There's
money. And hold on. And now they're going to be more picky. Because now, why? They already know how to take care of themselves. They open the door for themselves. They cook for themselves. They make themselves pretty. They put the creams on their body themselves. They don't need a man. So if a man is going to come in their life.
Excuse me?
If a man is
I'm going to let you eat those words in a minute now.
And I didn't finish. You're going to make my point.
Okay.
Because I agree.
If a man is going to come, is to add value. Not to do what I'm already doing for myself.
Right.
And you understand? So it needs to be.
Yeah, don't tear us down either.
Oh, no.
Don't. Yeah,
I'm done with that.
Same.
I hear just as many women say these exact words. I don't need a man. I pay my own bills. I do this. I do this. I do that. I do that. Isn't that, it's not demasculating the man, but aren't you defeminizing yourself?
I'm not talking about that part. And you're right. The way you said it right now, I agree with you.
Right.
Okay.
I don't ever want to diminish anybody else. That's not why I'm here. Never.
Same.
However, because of the level of where each one is in their journey, it might not be a match. So if if I'm ahead in my life, I did my transformation. I went through a lot. She's been through a lot. She's at a point now that she doesn't need a rescue, let's say it like that.
Right.
And that probably is immature too, because if you're in your 20s and you want a guy to rescue you, that's not the right reason why you should be with the guy in the first place.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is, when a man goes into a woman's life, it should not only be like for the basic things that maybe in our 20s we think that we need a guy for. Oh, I want him to, I don't know, take me out, have fun, and have children. There's so much more to that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. So if a guy is mature, he's going to be a provider. He's going to be a spiritual person. He's going to have a vision. He will want to continue to grow up until he dies. He will continue to want to grow. He's going to love life. He's going to serve not only his life, but serve her. And again, the principles, of course, that I use come from the scriptures, which is all aligned with what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
By the way,
I love that.
They are transcendent. Because it doesn't matter what generation you're from, it applies to everybody because we're all humans.
Yeah.
So I just think that
people open up a can of worms because you're getting emotional like crazy. Her voice tone on jumped up like.
I love it.
Yeah.
Such good points. Keep going.
I feel that we tend to compare sometimes our relationships with the first part of our life when we're not even ready for them. We think that we're ready for them. We're not ready for them.
Yeah.
Do you find that a lot of women, you just touched on something. I remember when I was on the dating scene, this is what I heard from a lot of females. They still carried around the trauma. But this is what this is. Let me rephrase it. This is what I would tell them. I don't need to know about your trauma with who you was in a relationship, and I'm gonna tell you the reason why. There's always two sides to every story. Only story I hear is your story.
Yeah.
My next question to that is, when I'm talking with them, is what are you looking to bring to me, and what do you expect me to bring to you? That's where it needs to start at. When people are trying to date in today's world, like you were saying, a guy wants a picture of you being provocative and all that. The whole game has changed. But let's go back and go deeper. Have women become to the point that they're devaluing their worth, and it's reflecting on other women? Let me finish this so this makes sense.
Yeah.
OnlyFans came out and everybody and their fucking mom was on that shit, making buku money. Even husbands had no idea their wives were on these sites.
Well, then husbands are on there too.
I don't know nothing about
and
that.
Wives don't know.
But what I'm saying is, on both sides of the, well, I don't know nothing about the men,
It's always.
But but women are in a different category. They're in a different category than men. So what's your perspective on, has the explicit showcasing of women now all over social media, all ages, has it crippled a woman's ability to really attract what she's looking for?
I am sorry. Yes, it does. Let me tell you why. When I was a kid, if you wanted to see something, you had to go to the newsstand or somewhere to buy a picture of a porn or something. It wasn't all over. Or you had to go downtown in that horrible movie theater where they play porn. Today, you don't have to. It's everywhere. You go to the gym, even the gym closed, it looks like you're naked. So everything is about lust. Everything is about lust more than ever before. Yeah. So of course, if you're putting that into the man's head all the time, however, there are some guys who are smarter than that.
Right.
The late person who just passed away recently, he said it out blunt to the whole university. He said, women, stop dressing up and showing yourselves that way. Men don't want that. If they are giving you attention and you're showing everything, that's because they don't want you. They're just, in a way, using you. Right. If you want a real man, cover yourself and dress appropriately. He was really clear about that.
Yeah. Agreed.
What's your take on that? I keep hearing you say, I agree.
I do. Yeah, there's a lot. They've devalued everything and just the whole dating scene. But it's like both too. And I feel like men are giving up, women are giving up, but there are women out there. That's the other thing. That's what I wanted to say, because men want to go for these young 20-year-olds too. They want to go for these young, hot, dumb girls and then complain that, they're dumb and dumb.
Well, they're coachable.
And it's like, they're coachable.
At 20 years old, you're coachable.
I wasn't
any better yet.
I wasn't coachable.
I say they don't know any better yet.
Nope.
They turn into us.
You make dumb decisions.
Yeah, I made dumb decisions.
In relationships at 20?
To go through all of the hell and finally find out and discover myself. And that's what people don't realize. You're not going to discover your whole self in your 20s.
Exactly.
So let me rephrase that. Two-part. They're coachable and they're gullible.
They're gullible. I say they don't know any better.
But I wasn't coachable.
They don't know any better yet. Because then they turn into us later. And so we're like, we're done.
Do older women have more resentment towards the younger girls?
I don't know what older women feel.
I mean, but you guys are right there.
I know.
That's a mature women. Like literally, like if you're out,
so good.
If you're out and you see this in your daily activities, what goes through your mind?
I'm sorry, see what?
When you see a older man with younger girls and so forth, and you're out, what actually goes through your mind?
It depends on the difference. If there's a guy who's in his 50s or 60s and he's with a 20-year-old, it's a big change in And that's the thing that I always felt like I'm okay with whatever age. But the thing is, if your generation is so different than yours, all your customs, the music, the TV shows, everything that you talk
What do you
about
have in common?
is a different, exactly.
Right.
You don't have anything in
Right.
common. So if it's too much, now, if it's not too much, then there's some things there that, and then you guys can relate and enjoy at the same time. But if everything is different, like, it's not easy, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think either that is the core. I think the most important thing in a relationship is the spirituality and the maturity, regardless of your taste for shows and music.
Yeah. Your soul connections. It's soul connections too, I feel like. Even the people we've learned from in the past, our relationships, it's like that was our
What did you learn from the past relationships?
connection. But see, you're thinking that men they don't. They don't.
I didn't ask you that question. The question was, what did you learn from your last relationships?
Boundaries.
Yeah, because like I think here and
I walked all over.
Me too.
Got abused.
Yeah, I didn't have a relationship like her.
Harder. The boundaries, the setting boundaries make you more harder towards relationships. Like, did you find yourself like, let me use the right words here.
Yeah.
Did you find yourself really putting up more walls versus boundaries?
I know. I don't know. Like, we're trying to navigate dating, but I'm really not dating. I tried, there was a couple relationships recently, and it was obvious, like, they did not pass their karmic test.
Okay, what was the karmic test? Then we can
them
answer the
not
question.
showing up when they said they would. Them not keeping their word. Okay.
I agree with you. I've been learning that just recently
keep their
too.
word. Then they fell off a building. Every literal thing was so karmic and spiritual. It was like every time I was disappointed, which they also had 3 strikes, and that's when they were out. It was like the third time that I felt disappointed, and it's a feeling. It's like, this isn't right now.
And I ignored those for a long time, just so you know. You ignore because you don't want to be too picky. You don't want to be judgy. You don't want to be this, but then you don't realize.
You're hurting yourself, though. It's like
and that's where you learn the boundary.
And it's the pattern now. That's what I was thinking. Third time now, it's a pattern. Like you, because they were doing so good, sticking to their word, driving 3 hours to see me every weekend, and I was like, you don't have to do that. It's fine. Like, I was the one like, that's too much. Don't do that. They're like, no, because they say when a man sees what he wants, he gets it.
Right.
Like, that's in them, is to hunt. Like, they're hunters and providers and protectors in their blood. So it's like, he was being that way and then just started getting too comfortable, or I don't know. I don't know, but it's like,
did you break it off or did he break it off?
It was just kind of, it fell apart, really. It's like,
what do you mean when you say fell apart?
I don't know. It just kind of ran its course and dissolved, I think.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't have a hard stop. You just like, okay, this is not going. You start to cool down, and the person doesn't feel it either. They start to cool down, and it's just like,
it just kind of
You
dissolved.
sound like you're speaking from experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, give me an example.
I think it's similar. Everything that she said, most women's been through.
Yeah.
This is very common.
Too. Everything you were saying, I'm like, same.
Yeah.
And these guys want to go for young girls, and then
and I think that recently has been happening more, because when I talk to women, young women, I hear that a lot. It's all fiery in the beginning, and that's the expectation now, and then it's it starts to cool down because there's no essence. It's just based on having the electricity, having the nuance of it, is having the experience. It's having, and then once you start getting to know the person, it starts cooling down because the purpose of the relationship wasn't right from the beginning.
Right.
Like you said, you get to know yourself.
Like games, but it's like, really, yes, they do. It's not games, but that's like, we can't give them too much too soon because they burn themselves out so quickly, and then they're done and on to the next thing. That's why when we aren't calling back now or texting back or whatever, we've been there and done that, and we still get, no matter what, it turns out the same. We end up single. No matter what we do. We've tried this way, that way.
So what's the right combination?
See, that's why I'm at the point just working on myself right now. And like, that's how I feel too. When a man, like they say, if he wanted to, he would. It's like that, it's like women aren't meant to be the pursuer. Like, that's not and it goes back to masculine, feminine energy too. Because, it works and flows. Yeah. If the man's in his healthy,
I don't care how much I suffer. I won't go
she's in his, exactly.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
We can't.
No, if you're married to somebody and you're trying to save the marriage, that's different. You already made that commitment, that vow. Not talking about that.
Right.
Before marriage.
In the courting stage.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Courting stage. Yeah. That's
I'm not going to keep after.
Role.
I'm not saying no attention. I'm saying not pursuing.
Right. Exactly.
A woman is caring, not is pursuing. Nurturing, but going after.
Right.
And
receiving. Feminine energy is the receiving energy. Yeah. Yes. And the masculine.
So let me ask this question. You just came from a girls thing. I was fortunate to talk to all your little girlfriends and stuff. I'm just curious. You was there for several days with them. You had some great friends, by the way, great friends. How do you know if they're really happy? Do girls really share that information, or do a lot of the girls keep the facade up? Does that make sense?
Okay. My little niche. Oh yeah. We open up and we encourage each other to open up, and we tell each other all the time, this is a safe place. When everything goes wrong, you guys come here. This is not coming out of this. And they keep repeating the stories about when they went through the divorce, when they went through this, and they went to the brother passed away, and how they were all together there for each other. They were always. And I think that that's something more easy for women than it is for men.
Exactly.
What does that mean?
I don't think that men are vulnerable with their guy friends as girls are vulnerable with their girlfriends.
Yep.
So you're saying I wouldn't tell my buddies, hey, blah, blah, blah.
No,
blah.
there are sensitive men out there, and you're more in tune with that with yourself. But most men are not. They feel it's a weakness.
Right.
Oh.
And that's where maturity comes in.
That's exactly.
Yes. The emotion.
Should we call Dr. Jennifer Bellingham on this conversation?
Yeah. I would love that.
Let me go call her phone number.
Good. This is so good.
But let's go back to your girlfriends. But dude, because I always wonder, and you're right. Like, I don't see a whole bunch of guys, going on a retreat like you guys did. You know what I mean? That ain't going down. Football game, yeah. Hey, come on, guys, let's go.
Well, they go if maybe a fishing trip or something, or hiking. There are guys that like to do that, camping together and stuff. But for a few days.
But we're killing. We're hunting. We're killing.
Yeah, not talking.
Yeah, we ain't talking that kind of shit. Believe me, we got a TV or trusses a radio somewhere by us. You know what I mean? Yeah. But when your girlfriends have gone through multiple relationships, multiple marriages, what kind of signal does that say to the other women? Like, how do you guys support each other? Like, what are you saying? What are some of the reasons that they have gone through 4 or 5 marriages? And
nobody I know went through 4 or 5 marriages.
No, I didn't say that you knew. I'm just saying in general.
Okay. 2 is the most. Yeah.
That's too many.
Stop it.
I'm just joking.
So
I always say 2 is too
common.
1 is cool.
Common these days.
1 is cool. 2 is a trial. 3 is I hope. 4 is give it up.
Yeah. So your question is, how do the girls support each other when they're going through that? Many different ways. They listen. They hug you. They understand you. They empathize with you. They have compassion. They nurture you. They might cook for you, bring you dishes. They say, let's go out to the beach. Let's do something with nature. Some of them pray with you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Some of them are calling you, checking on you, texting you, hey, how you doing? I love you. Remember this, focus on that. All the good things that they possibly can do to remind you that you're loved and that you're important and that you're valued.
Let's go deeper. Because you ain't really tapping in when you're trying to say. So let's go deeper. Hold that thought for a minute.
Hold on, and you know what? That is
your cortisol.
It does, and it's something that a lot of women cannot get from their husband or partner. And that is something I always wanted from my partner or husband, and I never had.
What was that?
And that what the girlfriends do to nurture you and all of that care and love and attention and patience and hugs and normally guys don't do that.
Right.
And then you expect that from a relationship and a marriage. And that's why I had to change with my parents. I said, I can't. I need to get that from my girlfriends. I can't get it from my husband.
Well, you got it in a relationship, and you said it was too much for you.
Oh, you're talking about that boyfriend, the one who was after me and would not drop it. He was, how do you call that? No, it's not. It's more than that. How do you call
obsessive?
Stalking me.
Yeah. That's too much.
It wasn't balanced because a man who's nurturing a woman and taking care of her, like Boaz did with Ruth, is different.
You're going there now.
I've heard of that story a lot. I've heard of that. I know. I need to know more.
Check this out. You're out with your girls. Have there been moments, you're in the oath chairs, that you told your girlfriends, I didn't like him anyway. He wasn't right for you to begin with.
My girlfriend said that to me, or I said that about the person I was with?
No. Did your girlfriends, would they be open to say that to you? And if so, why didn't they tell you from the get-go?
They did. They did from the get-go, and they did say it again.
Yeah, sometimes...
my girlfriend, some of them did tell me that. Some of them, they look and they stay quiet. They say, let me bite my tongue. Some others are just so blunt. They just come and say it. And they said it all along. Like
they're not for you. But too, it's like we have lessons to learn still. But then guys get mad if we say, no, you're not for me. And we don't even give them a chance. But it's like, why waste anyone's time if we know like there's not that attraction there? Why go any farther with this?
But would you tell the guy?
Like they get mad at us.
Wait a minute, you just said something. You said something you think we owe it. So the question goes back to, if I'm interested in you and you come at me with a lame ass excuse like that, I don't think that we're a match. My question is, what makes you think that? And because you don't know me well enough, what are you basing these assumptions on?
When we'll say, okay, I'm not sure, but let me give it a try and get to know this person. Even though your instincts in the beginning were like, I don't think we vibe. I don't think we click. Like, I just don't feel it, you know? And there's billions of people out there. It's like, how are you ever supposed to find the one, you know, out of all these people? What are the odds? So, you know, it's like, okay, you're thinking right off the bat, no, that I don't feel it, but I'm going to try anyways. And so you do try anyways. And then you find out later down the road, I was right. This isn't the person for me.
Hard. Did you?
Right.
Okay. Maybe that person wasn't for you because you already had boundaries set up. You already had expectations set up, and maybe he wasn't put in the proper environment to see if maybe he did have those things. You ever heard those saying, wow, I wish I knew that earlier. I didn't know you did that. Maybe you didn't set up the environment to showcase all of his hidden talents.
Well, let me tell you one thing.
Wait a minute, Jessica.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well,
I got her thinking about that.
She just said, I don't even know. I'm kind of confused now. I'm like, if you know as a woman, I'm like, your intuition is everything.
But you're dealing with a relationship. So when you're dealing with a relationship, everybody has their guards. You got your guards up. He's trying to enter the kingdom to get to know you.
Yeah.
So he's going to be walking on pins and needles. He's going to do everything he possibly can for the first impression. So
I don't even think
he hasn't met your needs, your qualifications within a time period, you're done with him. But then you look back later. Remember what you said about the boyfriend when you was young? And he said, wow, now he's successful. He's all outdoors, blah, blah. He's great family. So if you don't have the environment set up for that person, how do you expect to see if they even have it? Go ahead, Jessica.
You need the environment. but you also need to be with somebody who's a glass full.
That's a what?
Who's a glass full. You cannot come into a relationship being your half glass or the other one being half full and thinking that you're going to supply that to each other. You guys need to be sufficient when you're entering into a relationship. And this is something that Dr. Bellingrad said. If you're coming half full, you're coming with emptiness and you're looking for the other person to fill it in, and they can't. It's not possible. So the problem is, if you don't know yourself enough, how are you going to get to know somebody else and click if you don't even understand yourself? Now, in your 20s or maybe even 30s, you think that you know everything about yourself. And then you get a little older, you're like, oh. So one of the things I tell my clients is, even with your own self, you need to do a self-assessment at least once a year. You need to rewrite your vision. You need to see what are your priorities, where you are in life, because that's supposed to be a constant change and growth. So the couple needs to do that together.
Agreed.
Every year minimum.
Mindset.
I call that the vision board. You know, make sure we're both vibrating on the same wavelength. So with that said, I'm making sure I'm putting my foot in my mouth because I got two women here. And what did I say I don't like to do, Jessica? I don't like to do what?
Argue with women.
What's number 2?
Argue with women.
And what's number 3?
Argue with women.
Rest my case. I know when to be quiet. So what do you think is the recipe? Let me go back. I thank you for the download. I know I was getting ready to ask. Do you think it's important to know a person's flags and for them to know your flags?
Yeah, like red flags. Do you think it makes
a relationship harder to navigate? Yeah, red flags. Do you think that's important to know right off the bat? I don't need to know why you broke up with your significant other, but what are your flags? What are your triggers? And I'm gonna tell you the reason why, because I've heard a guy who was talking to somebody and the voice triggered the woman.
The voice
from an abusive relationship. Triggered.
That's not one for me.
But I see it depends too. Like when I married my ex-husband, he did not like how I laugh and spoke. It was too loud for him. And it's because of his trauma growing up with his parent being extremely loud. So he was so self-conscious about it. Like we were in a restaurant, I had to speak like this all the time. Because if I started to raise it, he started to get unease.
Well, that's what I mean. But don't you think that
after a few years,
he got used to it?
He start growing. He start maturing. Now, if I lower my voice or do anything to control myself, he's like, no, go be you. He's like, telling me to be me, and you know it.
Yeah.
Like that before.
I had a great talk with him. Yeah,
Your husband.
Guy.
My ex-husband.
Oh, okay.
We're friends.
Oh, good.
But you think that that's important factors to know going into a relationship? Or does it make you walk on pins and needles? It's almost like this. If I know you're an alcoholic, am I going to have alcohol around?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So do you think those red flags are important to know right off the bat?
I don't know, because I think they change too. And I think sometimes, as you're in relationships, you might discover new red flags.
I think it's important to be honest and upfront.
Yeah, just be yourself.
Yeah.
Authentically.
And if you're humble and mature, you're going to talk about your flaws and what you're working on, or maybe what kind of person that you want to become, and that you're working towards that. And that she's right. It might change. And that's okay. As long as we keep the communication open and prioritize. We need to prioritize each other by having good communication. That's one of the things why I ended a relationship with a person is they thought they knew everything about me and stuff. But when it came down to talking deeply about stuff, about my feelings, the person was like, okay, I understand you. What do you understand? Oh, that you don't like this. What do you mean? I can't stand that.
Yeah.
I hate shallow conversation.
Oh, yes.
I hate it.
That's
Can
what I was
we,
going to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to have a deep soul level connection.
Yes.
That's what I say too. I'm like, don't settle for anything at this point, especially. It's like, what are we even doing? Like, stop wasting time. Like, I'd rather just work on myself. Focus on
what do you
me.
think what do you think the disconnect is with men? The top three things with men and women from your own personal experience, not Dr. Belligross. I'm gonna call her when we get done. I'm gonna literally have her come on your new season. We're gonna have a heart-to-heart talk.
Yeah.
So, what do you think from your perspective? The top three things with men and women, and then Jessica, you
Probably communication. That's a big one right there, and just the maturity. Yeah, that's a big one too. Just having a growth mindset and being willing to grow. Spiritually too.
Do you think most men and women have a growth mindset right now? The numbers don't show that.
Yeah, I know. That's another problem. That's really
The numbers. So it's almost like trying to look for
a needle in a haystack. Yeah.
What do you think about that, Jess? Look, she got quiet. Don't get quiet on us now.
No, I'm really thinking. I'm taking it in.
This is rare. I
Yeah.
feel like this group we're in now.
Yeah, I agree.
So happy to be here.
And I've been very fortunate to meet high-minded people.
Yeah.
Because of us exposing ourselves and being open to
Yes.
it, we attract it.
And being authentic.
Yes. And
Yeah.
being comfortable
I
in your
love
own
that.
shell, your own skin.
Right. I love that.
I do believe that spirituality is a huge part. We are all spiritual beings, and the fact that people are not in connection with that, they're just being, in a way, half human.
Mhm.
How can you be just a person who's working to make money or working to have fun, and that's it?
Yeah.
That won't last anyways. So
Right.
a purpose in our life, I truly believe, is to have a spiritual connection with our creator, with the higher being, with the universe that he created for us. If we don't have that, it's almost impossible for us to be full.
Yeah.
That's number one for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds
I
very
love it.
interesting.
Yeah.
I wasn't planning on going this route
Love it.
on this episode, but we went down this route with understanding the importance of adult emotional communication on the Andre the Beast Crayton show. But before we wrap up, Jessica, back to you. You're getting ready to finish up season 2. What are you looking for out of season 2?
In the beginning, you asked me that question, and we love relationships, so that switched. But what I love about season 2 is that I wanted to get more raw, more bold, more intimate, more uncomfortable in a way, because I want people to really tune in and maybe see a reflection in the mirror, an awakening, maybe just one thing that they can take away that will help them to start changing their life for the better.
I like the way you said, this is Jessica Javen's talk. We're going to go bold, raw. What does bold mean to you? What do you mean when you say bold?
Is being completely honest and a little bit unfiltered.
Okay. Wow. What is raw?
Raw is not having no overthinking, just putting it out there.
Okay.
Just opening up the wound and showing it.
Okay. So you want us to get canceled like Jimmy Kimmel, right?
I heard about
You want us to get kicked off the air next?
No, we are not throwing anybody under the bus.
Okay.
This is not the purpose of the show. The purpose is for people to feel that they can be comfortable, they can be themselves, and they can be part of of their living room.
Yeah.
And that they can truly find what they want: authenticity, real humanity. We're sick and tired of fake, sick and tired of people portraying something that they're not, sick and tired of manipulation and everything that it's done. We're done.
Wow. That Brazilian talking to your ex-husband, boy, you must have fired you up. Man, you don't came back here raw, bold, determined. So, How can the viewers reach out to you? Tell them what you got going on with yourself right now. What are you doing?
Yeah. Okay. So while getting out of the toxic relationships myself, doing the inner work though, I created my course, Breaking the Trauma Bond. So there's a lot of healing tools in there for people. And then I have the cord cutting meditation to cut the energetic cord from the toxic person, because, people get triggered about narcissists, but it's a thing. And it helps people. I think about labels a lot, and people just like to have labels. It helps them understand, I think, even though the label doesn't really matter, it just helps them start putting the pieces together and okay, this is what it is and it's not going to change. So do these things and get out.
How can the viewers reach out to you and get more information on your product?
Well, my handle is Live Well with L on all the platforms. And and then I have the money block removal meditation. People need to do that.
Make sure you guys
get rid of the money block.
Make sure you guys subscribe, like, share. It's been great having both of you ladies all the way from Florida, man. I feel good. I feel like one of them sheiks.
We brought the sunshine from the Sunshine State.
I wish we could.
It's nice. I love it, man. It's great.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another exciting episode of the Andre The Beast Crayton. Say it with me.